indivisible. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Sex and race, because they are easy, visible differences, have been the primary ways of organizing human beings into superior and inferior groups, and into the cheap labor on which this system still depends.
Hey, and welcome to Rainbow Shelter News. Here, I'm Ozma in the Dark, your common host of this show, and I'm here with Sophia today. Hey. And, oh yeah, sorry, I still rock she, they pronouns. I don't know about what pronouns you'd prefer, Sophia. Prefer is the wrong word.
She, her.
And naturally, we are also here with Keela, a wonderful co-host who has shown up many times on the show. Keela, what pronouns do you want?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Keela.
Hello just told you hello's pronouns.
Okay. So, I guess we're starting with the news. Yeah, Keela's too cute. So we're starting across the pond. So, in Wimbledon, England, Wimbledon, London. Well, I mean, London's in England. Yeah, Wimbledon. So basically a gay man and his boyfriend got called dirty homos because they held hands in public. And, also spat at, because of course, in the lovely what homophobic and transphobic stuff's in the UK, who would have thought?
Can I just remind you before you start picking on those of us who live in the UK, that it wasn't so long ago that if Trump had got re-elected, you would have been ordered to wear a pink triangle in public. Okay?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the case.
You had a lucky fucking escape last November.
Yeah, I mean I'm not going to disagree that I did, but like
it's not on that gay couples should be spat on and called dirty homos for holding hands.
It's just been like an especially bad week.
And I'm surprised also Wimbledon. Wimbledon's one of the more peaceful boroughs of London as well.
Yeah, South Yorkshire. In South Yorkshire.
Everyone hates South Yorkshire. It's awful there.
Basically,
it's like Gastonia.
The passenger got called a puff and a freaky-looking weirdo by a bus driver in South Yorkshire. And
I could say that things are a little backwards in Yorkshire, but I would be called. I would be. They're called anti-Norman. Whereabouts in Yorkshire was this?
It was a first South Yorkshire bus.
Yeah, but does it say whereabouts in Yorkshire this actually happened?
No, it was the first South Yorkshire bus, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, Yorkshire has some of the biggest cities in this country. Sheffield.
Well, yeah,
Leeds,
but maybe they didn't want to mention exactly where,
it
so that the person.
It wouldn't surprise me if this happened out in the sticks in Yorkshire. So, but if it was a place like Sheffield or Leeds or Bradford, yeah, it would surprise me.
Yeah, I just don't know if they might not want to be clear because they might not want to. Essentially dox the person who had this already bad event.
If you go out the cities in Yorkshire, it is a lot more socially conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone hates Yorkshire. Like,
Yorkshire is a bit like Mississippi. Okay, Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's just a garbage place. It really doesn't need to exist. You know.
Well, you can say
Even Keela
that.
agrees. See, she's shaking her head now.
I mean, I did hear a friend of mine used to run their own small software company, and they went to some trade fair, and some bloke from Yorkshire came up in a big black cap, and it was as if he just he'd just moved out from living in a cave. He was so belligerently, backwards. But
yeah, and then you have Will Young getting threatened with stabbing by 3 men who were old homophobic abuse after he came out to the aid of a busker in Oxford. It's just been a lot of bullshit.
No. Here's the thing about Oxford. Now, you Americans will know Oxford from, like, I don't know, Inspector Morse or
yeah. I don't know Inspector Morse
or Endeavour or Lewis. The picturesque Oxford. This is where Oxford University is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, Oxford, the city, is actually quite a hard place. It's I've had various friends who have been robbed and mugged there. It's got its issues.
Yeah, and it's just been it's just been a rough week. Because apparently, trans teen Ellis Murphy Richard was told a counselor he was experiencing suicidal thoughts just hours before he died. Because,
well, I doubt that's an isolated incident.
Oh, I'm sure it's not an isolated incident,
sadly, trans suicide is. But it's 4 in 10 trans people.
Depends. So, like, when it comes to that, the number is significantly lower. Obviously, if they're being accepted by parents, it's 4 in 10 if they're not accepted.
I've attempted suicide in the past.
Yeah, I have too. I'm just pointing out. And
who knows? Maybe I will attempt it again at some point.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out the important subsection of the what helps prevent the suicide as well as the suicide itself, because oftentimes that gets used against us as well.
My family were uber conservative, and let's just say I had a support worker a few years ago who was actually a TERF. He was always just trying to dissuade me from transition.
Yeah.
Didn't realise they were a TERF at the time because I didn't know what a TERF was at that point. But
By the way, I have news.
In hindsight.
Oh, Calon, you're here.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I thought it was just
Pig
gonna be
no
a killer
streaming.
episode. What?
Pig is no longer streaming on YouTube.
Oh, Xander Hall?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Right, you interrupted me about that. Well, Dusty Smith is trying to swap to Twitch, but he's having problems with that. Kevin Logan's gone to Twitch. Yeah, let's just sit around and talk about where how many people have swapped over to Twitch. Never mind about the fact that I had a support worker who was a TERF who tried to put me off from transitioning, which is what I needed to fucking do.
Yeah, and that was an awful thing. And sorry about interrupting you with that.
No worries. Move on.
But that said, it is still also funny. Because
It was just for a joke.
yeah, because Xander Hall obviously has me blocked for making fun of him. But anyways,
Yeah, he came kind of unstuck when he tried to take on Dusty Smith, didn't he?
yeah. Unfortunately, more sad news. Basically, a 12-year-old in where was that? Sidmouth Community College in Devon came out not community. Wait, no, sorry. Year 7. Oh yeah, this isn't weird. Into year at, I don't understand British school stuff. Basically, a 12-year-old got bullied into suicide to the point of suicide because he came out as gay.
How do I say this? It's not an isolated incident. It happens.
Yeah.
These are the only one. These instances are the only ones that get reported.
Yeah, but these instances should be like it needs to be called out that this is still a problem. It exists. It's easy to say these are not isolated incidences because they aren't. Obviously,
kids are among the most trans and homophobic out there.
When I tried to top myself, one of the first times was when I was 17. It was because I was getting bullied at school for, being gender dysphoric.
And yeah, like you said, Northern Ireland, super problematic. Town of Lurgan was vandalized this week with "No Irish, No Gay" graffiti.
Oh God, it's the proddy cunts going. Having basically being the assholes they are. It's the people who support the likes of the DUP and Edward Poots in his pants.
Yeah.
They're bigots.
Hardcore.
They're bigots towards Catholics. They're bigots towards the LGBTQ community. They're bigots towards blacks. They're just bigots. They're just hateful fucking people.
Yeah. Oh,
and they support Rangers.
Yeah, which is the greatest crime, really. So also a young mom. This is all within 1 week, by the way. A young mom beaten black and blue with a crowbar and called homophobic and transphobic slurs.
Is she actually transphobic? Sorry, is she actually trans?
I don't think so.
Yet again, it shows, right? Because the whole thing about
and also she's bi, so
she's was bi, so it's a homophobic, definitely a homophobic.
Well,
attack,
they called her basically a dyke and a tranny.
Well, here's the thing. TERFs are always going on about, they shouldn't let trans women into women's only spaces, and yet, I've always said, well, we're going to have genital inspectors at the door, to check whether someone's trans or not. But the thing is that, this just shows how much hate there is towards trans people, which TERFs are whipping up, which is actually not just affecting trans women, it's actually affecting cis women.
Yeah, I mean that's how it
because
always is.
They don't fit into somebody's narrow parameters of what a cis normative heteronormative person should be.
Yep. Oh, God damn it.
So it's almost like there's this thing called patriarchy.
Yeah.
But no, we don't believe on that on this good anti-SJW channel. Not at all.
Totally we don't believe in that. I definitely didn't play one of the two clips in the intro definitely wasn't famous feminists talking about shit. Okay, this isn't loading. I'm just gonna close that. So one tiny piece of good news in the UK. A judge ruling about diagnosing trans people with gender dysphoria isn't necessary.
Yeah, can I just say, ha ha, true scummers, ha ha, turf, ha ha, true scummers, ha ha, turf. Because I mean, obviously, true scummers seem to think that you can't be trans unless you have gender dysphoria. No. And, I mean, I do have gender dysphoria, but but there's plenty of trans people who don't have gender dysphoria, and we're the better for our community being diverse. But this is TERFs and trans and TERFs and true scammers who say you can't be, you have to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria to blah blah do this and blah blah do that. No,
yeah.
Trans is a wide spectrum, and as I say, we can pay for it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and I know you shared this as well at some point, non-binary legal recognition considered too complex to introduce, according to the UK government.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, it is. Oh, 100%.
There's plenty of other governments that are doing this.
Yeah.
The US government might be doing it. Joe Biden has said that he's in favor of it.
Minnesota's doing it. Various states are doing it.
Yeah, it's basically the Tories are just not willing well, they just don't care about LGBTQ people anymore. That's essentially it. That's Boris is only interested in listening to the main constituency of support for the Tories, and that ain't the LGBTQ community.
Yeah,
that's rich white people community.
Yeah, and this is, by the way, the end of the UK news that we have. There was just so much in so much assault and death in 1 week that really shouldn't have been the case for that stuff. So apparently nearly 1 in 10 teens identify as gender diverse in a Pittsburgh study, because the more people are allowed to be themselves for some reason or another, the more likely they're not going to fit into cis heteronormative
almost like people are different.
things. Yeah, it is almost like people are different.
That's an SJW idea.
Well, yeah, and it's too complex to have any law to accept the genderqueer stuff.
Pittsburgh's, it's an industrial town. It's a football town. Men are brought up on red meat and football. Hoo-ah!
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I know it's not important, but Elliot Page shared a shirtless photo or whatever because
it is important. It's important.
It's not the most important, but yeah, it is important.
Well, no, it basically gives hope to trans men struggling out there. Okay.
Yeah.
We shouldn't dismiss it as not important, right? They are a role model, a figurehead for trans men. I'd much rather them
also
be hold on. I'd much rather them be a figurehead for trans men than fucking Buck Angel.
I'd rather I'd rather, and I was just gonna say Elliot's got really good abs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The picture's right here, and
I have seen it.
Yeah, they take good care of themselves. So Tennessee moves to the forefront of anti-trans laws. Tennessee is like. I once went
to Tennessee, and the guy said, "I'd like to introduce you to my wife and my sister." And there was one woman standing there.
Tennessee has basically been said to be the crown for the state of hate, which is pretty.
People in Tennessee, they're not shouting revolution. They're shouting evolution. They want the opposable thumbs. Sorry, I'm just quoting for every Bill Hicks joke. Anyways,
the 5 new bills have been signed into law that are anti-trans.
Yeah, I remember this is all coming. All these bills are being written by one think tank. Well, actual hate. They're not a think tank. They don't think. They just hate. They're down in Arizona called, is it the Freedom Alliance or the Liberty Alliance, isn't it? So people should be free other than to be trans.
Yeah, and there's just
Tennessee. Yeah, we thought Arkansas was bad, but Tennessee is now taking the cookie.
Yeah.
If actually, the first trans woman I ever knew in the United States actually lived in Nashville.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, yeah. Arkansas is the only other state to ban gender-affirming care for minors. But yeah,
well, if you're trans, I say get the fuck out of Tennessee. Anyways, isn't there a billionaire trans woman? What's her name?
No, she's later.
Okay.
billionaire trans woman gets all the benefits of.
No, but they threatened to take their money out, their investments out of Tennessee.
Yeah, so essentially a lot of this it's helpful to learn just how much fight there has been.
I have some good news. All the attempts in Texas to do similar to what Tennessee and Arkansas are doing have failed.
All the attempts also in North Carolina have failed
so far.
Yeah, and that's good.
Yeah, they're proposing, I think, some protections.
And naturally, sorry, go on.
Republicans are bigots.
Yeah, Republicans are also refusing to repeal a law that says books about gay topics are obscene. Because apparently books...
I think books about how great the GOP are obscene.
Yeah, you can be...
I think Ann Coulter's fucking obscene. I think she's a nasty cunt.
But like
Ben Shapiro's obscene.
Yeah, but I mean, you can be as sexual as you want.
Conservatives generally are fucking obscene.
Yeah, but you can be as
That's why Caitlyn Jenner is obscene.
Yeah, I'd agree there. Yeah.
Okay. Tulsi Gabbard accuses a black lesbian Chicago mayor Lori Lightfoot of anti-white racism. Yes, Tulsi Gabbard has sunk to a new low after anti-trans stuff.
She supports Hindutva.
Is she still a Democrat?
She's a quote-unquote Democrat, I believe.
She supports Hindutva, so...
Well, why don't... Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
I think the Democrats think
Hindutva is focused Hinduism, basically. It's basically what they believe is that Hindus in India are oppressed, and they want to establish a Hindu Rashtra, which is basically a kingdom.
Oh, okay. So more
nationalism.
Gotcha. So more shit that helped Israel become so the Israeli government from becoming as fascist.
Sort of, but it's worse.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. People don't tend to look at it or track it in our circle, but it's bad.
Yeah.
Right.
But obviously she's worked for lots of anti-LGBTQ stuff, and obviously all that dangerous anti-white racism out there. All the that's not really.
Someone should send Tulsi a membership form for the GOP.
Yeah, I mean, she basically is. By the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there and still doing horrible stuff, defending anti-Semitic comments by lashing out at gender destruction. Apparently, gender is being destroyed somehow.
It's Marjorie Taylor Greene. What the fuck do you expect? She just needs to.
I'm surprised she's not wearing a swastika when she.
She just says stuff to get fucking attention.
Nah, she's just like hardcore into the anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
Well, we know she's an anti-Semite, Jewish space lasers and all that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she's a Nazi.
Yeah.
I'm about to start my tour on the Jewish space laser.
Oh, you finally got your shit. I forgot his name. God damn it.
George Soros, yeah.
Yeah, George Soros. God. Yeah, no, that's just sad. Also, Rand Paul refuses COVID vaccine because his medical decisions are personal. Trans people's aren't. Did you know our decisions to transition weren't personal? I don't know how.
Well, can I just remind you who Rand Paul's dad is? Rand Paul! I always love the way Southerners. I mean, know what a lunatic he was. I mean, Rand Paul's meant to be a medical doctor? And he's refusing to have the vaccine?
Yeah. He said he already tested positive for the virus and therefore believes he has natural immunity. That's not how viruses work.
And he tested negative for intelligence.
He definitely tested negative for something. Kindness, but yeah.
He tested negative for
brain. Did you see the hard time he gave Rachel Levine in a confirmation hearing? Sorry,
no, I didn't watch the hearing.
He was saying that she encourages children to transition.
No.
Any fucking proof whatsoever ever. But hey, this is Rand Paul. Yeah, the guy who probably believes in that we're all being governed by 10-foot lizards.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his dad. Anyways, who thinks that?
Also, so good news, kind of, sort of good news. New York City is launching an LGBTQ youth work program. Now, this is likely incredibly ableist and cuts out anyone who has any sort of disability, but it's helping some poor people get out of homelessness, and that's good, but like it's still it's kind of good, kind of sort of good. Also, apparently, and I might have to check this movie out, there's a lesbian slasher film called The Retreat, which explores queer vulnerability and revenge.
Is it out?
It is...
That's a joke, by the way.
Oh, gotcha.
But
my brain did not...
Is it out, as in, is it being released?
For whatever reason, I didn't check that. I don't know why. Just The Retreat. Yeah, don't laugh at me that much. Don't be so mean, Keela. Yes, I believe it is out. It came out 5 days ago, so.
All right, we'll have to track that down.
Yeah. And finally, sorry, distracted for a moment there by Keela. Caitlyn Jenner says she beat the Soviets so she can beat, quote unquote, big tech's woke cancel culture.
Huh?
Oh yes, Caitlyn Jenner is.
Caitlyn Jenner is stuck in a fucking time warp. Because all I've heard from them on the election trail, right, is lower taxes, deregulation, smaller government. Lower taxes, deregulation, smaller government. We had this from a previous governor of California called Ronald Reagan. She's just trotting out Reaganite bullshit.
Maybe we should check and see if she has the same if she has Alzheimer's like Reagan.
Hmm.
Sorry, that was mean.
Yeah, well, the important thing is that she took on the Soviets and won, and yes, she was talking about the Olympics, but still, I don't even know with Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, I do. She's just rich and sheltered, but
She's rich and stupid.
Well, she doesn't have any sort of critical reasoning at all.
No, and she still thinks that she's going to be good for LGBTQ people. Yeah, well, she said that about Donald Trump. So
Yeah.
You don't blame you can't blame me for not holding a lot in Caitlyn Jenner's judgment.
Yeah, and so that's right. That's the end. I will read off some comments from chat, which I forgot to read off.
Who's here? Who's in chat?
Emily Chambers and Hugh Allen are in chat.
Oh, cool.
I know Hugh Allen's a regular on your stream, Sophia. But yeah, Demi Lovato came out as non-binary, which that's the more people who can be themselves and openly themselves is good. Yeah. And also, when Twitter banned Trump, they did the planet Earth a giant favor. Life is so much better now. And I mean, I can't really disagree with that, although they need to ban Shatner too.
What should have happened is that Twitter just let him be, except to make it to where nobody but him can see his tweets.
Well, William Shatner's 90 odd, so he ain't going to be around for very much longer.
Well, yeah, but so is Trump. He's like
Trump's younger than Biden. He's 75.
Oh, sorry. He's in his 70s and in terrible shape.
Well, yeah, he does seem to get all his meals from fucking McDonald's.
Hey, McDonald's meals are tasty sometimes.
Yeah.
McDonald's give me free meals. I'm really poor, and food stamps can't be used with McDonald's. So, like, I will randomly sell out for this. Nah, it's fine. If either of you want to plug anything, you can go ahead.
So I have my own channel at Calon the Wandering Snake, where I wander. And in June, I'm going to start back up with hopefully doing videos twice a week. And maybe a live stream here or there. My last live stream went well, so you can find me there.
Best place for people to find me is at SafeWithBoth74 on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah, and once you have everything set up, people can find you there, and people can find me in a lot of places at Ozma in the Dark. You know, I'm back on Twitch, some other stuff. There's going to be more content here as soon as I get with Perfect in terms of doing the pre-record, and our guest is Tempest Crane, who was delayed last time because she wasn't feeling well.
My trans mom.
Yeah, which is why we have to have you on as well, Sophia, because we don't want to break up trans families. No. But anyways, with that said, take good care of yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Keela. Okay, you're just gonna do that. All right, fine.
Justice is indivisible. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
We want no more segregation. We will accept no more discussion of segregation. And I would appreciate it if you would stop shaking your head in agreement when I don't think you understand what we are talking about.
Sex and race, because they are easy, visible differences, have been the primary ways of organizing human beings into superior and inferior groups, and into the cheap labor on which this system still depends.
No, you all tell me to go and hide my tail between my legs. I have been beaten. I have had my nose broken. I have been thrown in jail. I have lost my job. I have lost my apartment for gay liberation. And you all treat me this way? What the fuck's wrong with you all?
Freedom is merely privilege extended unless enjoyed by one and all.
I do believe that all of you can help us in our endeavors. We do need to have friends. We need those who believe in us.
All we are doing with this bill is allowing two people who love each other to have that love recognised by way of marriage. That is all we are doing.
Sometimes, especially in this body, I feel as though if Christ himself walked through these doors and said what he said thousands of years ago, he would be maligned as a radical and rejected from these doors.